Lithium-ion batteries. So what are lithium-ion batteries? They are a form of batteries that use lithium-ion movement for charging and discharging. So they are rechargeable batteries, and they're one of the most commonly used batteries today. Some examples of their uses are smartphones, laptops, even cars, and they are very similar to a lead acid battery in the sense that they have the use of a separator, a semi-permeable membrane. Um, it also has a very high energy density and is relatively lightweight for its size. Um, the electrodes that are used in this battery are for the cathode. It is usually a lithium metal oxide. In this case, I'm going to be using lithium cobalt oxide, and the anode uses usually graphite. The electrolyte is a lithium salt with an organic solvent. So now let's move on to see how the discharging and charging process of the battery actually works. So let's look at how a lithium ion battery actually works. Uh, this is a simple model, and the cathode can be a lithium metal oxide. I'm using lithium cobalt oxide for this, and the anode can be graphite. Now, the electrolyte has to be a lithium salt with an organic solvent, and there is a separator. The separator is a semi-permeable membrane. Now, what happens in a battery are two processes: charging and discharging. During discharging, this equation over here occurs at the anode. So there is going to be lithium over here at the anode, and they will all dissociate into lithium ions, as well as electrons, because the lithium will lose its valence electron, lose this electron, and it will this electron will pass through a wire and go over to the positive terminal. So what happens to the lithium ions is the lithium ions is it moves over to the cathode. Now this is what happens during discharging. What happens during charging is the exact opposite. All the Li plus ions will actually move back towards the anode, and this um, will act in the opposite manner. So, yep. So lithium ion batteries also have a few advantages and disadvantages. Let's move on to the advantages. The advantages of the lithium-ion battery is that it has a very high energy density, which means that it can store a larger energy per unit volume or per unit mass compared to the other batteries, and it's almost two times that of the nickel-cadmium battery. It is a rechargeable type of battery, which means that you can buy a battery and keep recharging it until its battery life is over. So it also has no memory effect, which means that there's no need to discharge them completely before recharging, which means that the amount of charge in the battery does not really matter when you recharge it. It also can handle many charge and discharge cycles, and it holds its charge, and it only loses about 5% of its charge every month. However, even though being a very high energy density battery, it has a few disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that it only lasts about 2 to 3 years after manufacture, and it is relatively expensive compared to the other batteries. It is sensitive to the high temperatures, and if it is if it is completely discharged, it can no longer be recharged again. And the very major disadvantage of this battery is that if the separator, the semi-permeable membrane in the battery, gets damaged and there is a gap in it, and the electrodes make any contact, it can actually burst into flames and cause very bad burns to a person using the battery. So yeah, thank you for listening to my presentation. Goodbye.